need to get my house in order, my Animal Crossing house.
You do? Oh man, have you got your Dream Suite up and running?
Oh hell yeah!
Because oh man, you should have my Dream Code. You should come visit my house, and you'll see I've got the full Dealspone logo, all of its individual letters out by my tree.
Awesome.
And you'll be able to keep the custom designs. Take the Dealspone Delish D back home with you.
I will do. You'll be able to see my face.
It.
You'll be able to see my face in your town.
Lovely.
It's lovely for you.
Yes. That would be so tasty.
I'm really annoyed. I don't have any sort of matching fucking decor items.
You see, I've been jealously hoarding that. I've got the lovely room. You've seen my horrendously paedophilic balloon room.
I have seen that.
I've got the other one's even worse. It's a lovely love room of love hearts everywhere.
How have you managed to get all the matching pieces? Has it just been sort of hoarding things up and sort of collecting them and hoping?
Yeah, every time I get a set piece, I've been sticking it away, and I've managed to come up with some. Also, street passing, dude. When you street pass someone, you can order via mail order anything in their house, including wallpapers and floors.
That's amazing.
So if you, for example, I was missing a few bits in the Lovely set. Someone else whose house I visited had the whole Lovely set. So even though you've got to pay I think double the amount that you normally would in a shop.
Yeah.
It lets you get the last few pieces. It's super awesome for the happy home account. Oh my God, we're grown men, Matt. We're grown men.
Actually, we should put out a call for that. If anybody is in London on Sunday, come to Loading Bar at Mad on Rupert Street in Soho with your 3DS and Animal Crossing and street pass the hell out of us.
Yeah.
We should make that happen.
Yeah, we should.
It'll be really awesome. From noon. Come on down. Right, let's kick this off. Hello and welcome to Game Bars. This week it's just myself, Matt Gardner, and Jonathan Lester.
Hi there.
Carl is away on his holidays, and this week, I suppose, once again we come back to the Xbox One.
Should we kick things off by yet another Microsoft U-turn?
Yet another Microsoft
It's always
U-turn.
great to see those.
It kind of needs its own theme tune at this point, like a sort of fanfare. U-turn.
Microsoft.
Something like that. I don't know. But yes, headsetgate has been rectified.
Yeah, the most cripplingly boring controversy in gaming history has finally come to an end because, as revealed by an unboxing video that Microsoft finally put out because they've realized that releasing videos is actually quite good for publicity, the Xbox One will contain a headset. Ta-da! It'll also come with an HDMI cable that supports 4K resolutions. I think a lot of HDMI cables do that anyway, but it's always good to know that they've kind of future-proofed it in that regard. And you should probably go and watch that unboxing video so you can kind of get this weird ingrained mental image of a fat Tim Westwood leading a bizarre death cult. I'm sorry, Larry Herb, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's really weird.
It's quite odd.
Yeah.
Although, I like the fact that I think it was last week I read a fat article basically saying Microsoft had completely failed to convey sort of any sort of excitement about their product because, unlike Sony, who have PlayStation Access and the PlayStation blog, where people can get first-hand, first-party information, Microsoft have been just radically dropping the ball in the sort of communication department, something we've been banging on since the start of the year. And although I'm not really suggesting Microsoft take heed of what we write necessarily, but here it is, an unboxing video from Major Nelson. Doing exactly what we told them to do.
It's just nice to see Microsoft getting the word out. And as you've said, Sony have been doing this fantastically well. The PlayStation blogs are two-way, so people can get news and then comment, and then developers and sort of community members and sort of liaisons and that comment back. So you got that lovely two-way process. You got PlayStation Access with all of their very tongue-in-cheek videos subtly ripping the mick out of Microsoft every 2 days. And yeah, it's good to see Microsoft trying to do that. The problem is I still can't believe they got rid of Inside Xbox. That was just such a huge step for them in terms of marketing, and they need to bring something like that back soon because, again, I now can't unsee Larry Herb being fat Tim Westwood cult leader.
Fat American Tim Westwood. The vicar's son.
Yes.
Yeah, and you mentioned it there. The thing I love about the PlayStation blog is that, as you said, they get developers involved. And Xbox Wire isn't that service. But it needs to be that service because Sony have very carefully cultivated this sort of community. Like, you genuinely feel like you're connected and a part of that community, a community that involves developers, people who aren't suits, people like us. And it's lovely to see, and Microsoft really could use that because there are lots of games that are coming out exclusive to the Xbox One or timed exclusive to the Xbox One, and they need to be shouting about them. They need a place where the developers can tell people about their games through a first-party platform like that.
Yeah, they need to sort that, and they need to do that quickly because all Xbox Wire is just basically it's
press
a press
release.
site. It's basically just a press release site. Whereas you've even got people like Shuhei Yoshida just tweeting all the time and answering direct questions. And yeah, Microsoft needs to step that up. Hopefully they will, and hopefully at after Gamescom they'll be able to ride a bit more of a wave of positive publicity and start putting some like big social. Just do something. It's clear that they're willing to do something. They're willing to go back on their policies every 10 minutes. So hopefully they'll give us a site where we can discuss it and get involved in the debate firsthand. I do want to like a few of our regulars have been posting an interesting little idea on site, especially one of our regulars called Late, who suggests that perhaps Microsoft are doing this, keeping on publishing information and then going back on it as part of a master plan. As part of a plan to basically stay in the public limelight and stay as the center of attention and constantly being seen to sort of listen to their audience, as if they'd purposefully basically said, right, we're releasing a cloud-based skybox. Oh no, that isn't what you want? Okay, we'll change everything. We'll make it. And actually the goal was really to just create a fairly traditional console and just keep it making headlines with all of these bizarre U-turns. I personally feel that that's giving them a bit too much credit.
Oh yeah, I agree with you there.
And it's it smacks to me more of doing that press conference that they all thought was going to be really great, and all of the Microsoft execs just hanging out in a big airtight bunker somewhere, constantly telling each other how wonderful their idea was, and then actually releasing it and realizing that maybe it wasn't such a brilliant concept that everybody would love after all. But if they now say actually the Xbox One is going to cost $399, maybe this master plan might have something to it. Well,
I mean, I said in that article where it was titled something like, "Are we criticizing Microsoft too much?" The answer of which is no.
No.
But the point being, as we've said before, that Gamescom could really be a new start for them, and that what's important, and that basically all of this talk before release is just that. It's just talk, and that the real battle is going to be fought in that first year, in fact the first 2-3 years, because this, as plenty of people have said, this isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. This is all just pre-game smack talk. But as with any marathon, like, you've got to get the preparation right. And I can't help but feel that although what you want to be doing is building momentum, this whole back and forth isn't really doing that. Sure, it's keeping the Xbox One being talked about, but not really in a positive fashion.
No.
And the thing is, the PS4 is being talked about just as much in a much more positive light. People aren't saying, oh, the Xbox One, well, Microsoft fucked up there, but they've turned it around. They've been saying, I'm not buying an Xbox One, I'm buying a PS4.
Yeah, exactly. The PS4 is being discussed as, well, doesn't matter, you can always buy one of those.
Yeah.
Every time Microsoft says something. But, this is, Microsoft's, as we've said all throughout the last few months, Microsoft U-turns do make them look weak. It does make them look uncertain. But on the other hand, it does make them look better as well. So fingers crossed that Gamescom is going to... Well, they've said that they're not going to fully sort of relaunch and rebrand the Xbox One, but I think they could go a long way to drawing a line under all of this mess and getting us excited about it. One thing they have announced this week, actually, is what we can expect in our Gold membership. Because, of course, much like the Xbox 360, much of the functionality of the Xbox One is going to be dependent on you having an Xbox Live Gold subscription. They've published on Xbox Wire a great big list of perks, essentially, that you get from a Gold subscription, which is broadly what you'd expect. You get, online multiplayer, you get Smart Match, you get that cool reputation system that if you're a troll is apparently going to lock you into a room with loads of other annoying griefers for all eternity, which frankly sounds like the best thing ever if they can pull it off. But there's also a couple of strange and potentially controversial little features buried behind that paywall. Internet Explorer, for example. Really? Really? Internet Explorer? Really? Gold exclusive? Really? Internet Explorer? Okay, Internet, fine. Okay. It's not as if they'd be as stupid as to put Skype, a free program that's freely available on multiple devices for free, behind a pay... Oh, no, wait, no, they've done that as well. Skype is Gold exclusive too. Which makes...
It makes no sense.
Okay, all right, okay, Skype, fine. I mean, this is going to be all singing, all dancing Skype. This is going to be Connect face recognizing, hopefully non-advert supported Skype. I mean, God knows, for free users, there could be a free Skype that maybe puts a little advert in the corner of the screen. I don't know. That could still happen. But by far the oddest thing, though, is that the onboard DVR, the ability to record gameplay footage and share it, is also an Xbox Live Gold exclusive feature.
Yeah, and that's going to be problematic.
I'm not sure I like that.
Especially because Sony then came out half an hour later and said,
half an hour.
Oh no, it's free. You don't need PS Plus for that. Oh no.
Yeah, and Shuhei Yoshida literally came out, as you said, 30 minutes afterwards. Just people saying, "Oh, are we going to have to pay for PlayStation Plus to access the DVR?" And he literally just said, "No." You could hear him saying, "No." Like, you could practically smell the coffee that is just spat into his keyboard in paroxysms of laughter.
Sony made a big deal out of it as well when they did the original sort of PlayStation meeting back in February. The idea of creating an online community. They're all about the community. The share button, uploading videos you recorded yourself to the network. This has been something that has been right there on the PS4 from day one, and just that simple answer, just no. Everyone's going to be able to do this, and it makes sense because that's what you want.
It's free publicity.
It's free.
Free publicity. Why would you? Much in the way that Nintendo have decided to kill off their Let's Play community by stealing all of their money. Like this feature, this is stupid. It's people on their own time releasing clips of games that might convince other people to buy to buy them, to spend money. Don't make people pay extra for that. And it's annoying as well because this is a hardware feature. This isn't some software app. This is hardware being gated off.
Yeah.
That you have to pay extra for. And just on principle, I not like that.
Then again, like
yes.
the Xbox One DVR only records 720p at 30 frames per second. So if you've got like something like a Hopage box, you're going to use that anyway.
Yeah, Hopage aren't exactly, video capture card manufacturers aren't exactly quaking in their ports here. And Yeah, it only records 5 minutes of footage as well, or a quick 30-second blast, compared to the PS4's 15 minutes. So, yeah, we're trying not to rag, do the whole, oh look, Xbox One is rubbish, look, PS4 is great. We're not trying to do that, but you're making it so freaking easy, Microsoft. You're making it so easy for us to do that, even accidentally, even subconsciously do that. So yeah, it's a silly feature, and for me as well, it does make PS Plus look just so much more attractive as well, because you've got don't get me wrong, I don't think the instant game collection is going to be anywhere near as generous as it is now once we get 6 months to a year into the PS4's life cycle, because it's a mandatory part of the ecosystem for online multiplayer, where there's going to be, they're not going to need to entice people onto the service the way they have to at the moment. I don't think we're going to be seeing so many big games coming out on it. But Xbox Live Gold, you have it, and for that you get the ability to play online and post videos and use fucking Internet Explorer, by far the worst browser that exists. You can't even use for free. Yet on the PS4, you can buy PlayStation Plus, get involved with, the instant game collection and online multiplayer and all of the extra features that come with that. But if you don't buy it, you can still play multiplayer free-to-play games like PlanetSide 2 that, surprisingly, by the looks of it, will be playable if you don't have PlayStation Plus. And you can record video, and you can get involved in the whole media sharing community. And there's a whole ecosystem there waiting for you, even if you don't buy PlayStation Plus. Choice is good, and I like that immensely.
Yeah, it's really just looking at it that way. It seems like it's a kind of no-brainer. Just on that. And you're right. Like, I mean, chances are we'll all be connected next gen, and chances are if you've got an Xbox One, you'll fork out for gold, and if you've got a PS4, you'll fork out for PS Plus, because you're gonna want to play the hottest new releases with your mates on the internet and get all of those freaking awesome connected features that are going to be 10 a penny on these next gen platforms. But you're right, and we've been banging on about this for a while. Choice is what we want. Choice is so lovely. It's so wonderful, and it just looks like we're getting more of that with the PS4. That said, this came before Gamescom, so there could still be a line in the sand where more U-turns to come.
I do think as well that this, this list of gold exclusive perks. Ooh, the NFL on Xbox, yeah. Means that Microsoft are going to have to deliver a peerless online service to make it worth paying for Xbox Live Gold. And actually, here's the thing. They're well placed to do that. Xbox Live, I've paid for several years of Xbox Live Gold subscription, and I haven't felt out of pocket. I've always felt that the service was solid and convenient enough and secure enough to make it worth paying the extra. And Microsoft are well placed to deliver on that again. They've got the ridiculous number of servers already in place. They've got the experience. They've got, they've got this enormous server farm and fantastic looking OS. So, and this, and the really cool smart match system, the multitasking, matchmaking, the reputation system. If they can pull all of that off, it's probably still going to be well worth paying for Xbox Live Gold.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm exactly the same. I'll be honest, I play most of my multiplayer games over Xbox Live rather than on the PSN, because it's always been incredibly solid for me. It's always been a very reliable network for me, and I like the way. I loved the way that the Xbox 360 OS was designed originally, and how Xbox Live feeds into all of that. I really like it as a service.
I do, and I like all the little features as well. I like the fact that it automatically installs stuff.
Yep. Just
as part of the download procedure. I got a PS3 recently, and I'm amazed at how backwards that OS feels. I finally got a game. Oh God, now I've got to install it. And, there's so many extra little steps in there.
There are so many things like you have to quit out of. It doesn't do multitasking very well at all.
No, it doesn't.
You have to quit out of the thing you're playing to change little things in the menu. It's really annoying.
Yeah, now I dare say that Sony are going to be going big on improving that OS for the PS4, but fingers crossed. Microsoft really does have the groundwork laid in here, but they will need to floor us with how solid it is to make it worthwhile. Okay, is that enough? Do we think that's enough?
I think that's enough, Microsoft. Should we move on to Nintendo?
Oh. Yeah. As one of our weekly features, I think we should just do weekly features. Microsoft U-turn and Nintendo.
Please understand.
Nintendo's Please Understand comedy half hour. Nintendo did a Nintendo Direct this week and proceeded to tell us that some release dates are that's it. They basically said, yeah, we're going to tell you about why it's going to be worth owning a Wii U over this next year, and why it's going to be worth owning a 3DS over this next year. And they've succeeded in one of those objectives.
Yeah, because the 3DS, as we've said, is just amazing.
Yes, now what they locked down, you see, the 3DS, they locked down release dates for Etrian Odyssey 4, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hackers, yes. The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, that looks spectacular. Sonic Lost World, we'll get onto that in a minute. Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy, that's coming at Christmas. A cool Korg game. Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright is coming. And of course, they reminded us that Animal Crossing is the shit, and we've got Pokemon X and Y coming out.
Yeah, that little game.
Yes, I must admit there was an errata on one of our previous podcasts. I said that the 3DS Christmas lineup wasn't looking great. I'm a total idiot, because actually it's looking freaking brilliant. I mean, Pokemon X and Y would be enough on its own, and it's not on its own.
Mega Revolutions.
God, I'm so ready. I'm so happy that I own a 3DS. It really is probably my favourite console of this year so far. But for the Wii U, we're getting Pokemon Rumble U. Yay! The spin-off nobody wanted. We're getting The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, which looks really good, and is being marketed and sold as a whole full game in its own right. So, it's just nice to have something else to play, I guess. And also, finally, they've sort of revealed another major holiday system game, because beforehand, Nintendo were going up against 2 next-gen consoles with a Mario game. And now, hilariously, they're going up against them with a Mario game and a Sonic game. I assume Mario's saying to Sonic, right, I'll take that one on the left. You take the PS4. Yeah, we can take them. This is fine. The numbers balance out. But yeah, Sega gave us lots of footage for Sonic Lost World and confirmed that it'll be out on October 18th. And you know what? It looks ruddy brilliant.
It plays really nicely.
Because yeah, you've tried it, haven't you?
It plays really nicely. It's like Super Sonic Galaxy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Which is absolutely fine. So yeah, actually, that game is looking freaking brilliant. I want to say one thing about Wind Waker HD actually that struck me the other day as well. I actually think it's it's kind of a perfect game for Nintendo to re-release on the Wii U, because the GameCube didn't sell a huge amount. I mean, fucking much more than the Wii U, but like relative to the PS2 at the time, it didn't really get a huge market share. But but Wind Waker is one of those games that even the original still looks fantastic today. So upgrading it to HD, and they've built an entire new engine for this, and it looks so fucking amazing. And they've made the sailing bits less sort of time consuming and sort of less monotonous. It's one of those games that I think could really appeal to the new audience Nintendo got in via the Wii, who didn't necessarily have a GameCube, didn't necessarily pay attention to whatever Nintendo was doing before. And actually, Wind Waker's a pretty good game for them to quickly get out of the game.
It's true, and it's a game that will definitely please the 10,000 people that bought it in the last 3 months. So in Europe, that is. I know that's a fact I keep banging on about. I'm sure you're bored of me saying it, but it is outrageous, and we mustn't let Nintendo forget it. But yeah, it's another game that I think, like Pikmin 3, it's a crowd pleaser, but it's not a system seller. It's yet another game that really should just be part of this big, vibrant ecosystem on the Wii U that isn't really there. It should be a game that slots in between loads of great third-party games. It should be in there to, please this big, fat, excited existing install base, rather than kind of just coming out kind of on its own.
We're sort of there to plug a gap. I mean,
exactly, but it's there to plug. It's there to plug a gap that shouldn't really be there.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're criticizing Nintendo for mistakes they've made 2 years ago when they were planning this fucking thing. They should have had a jam-packed honeymoon release period, like of just the best game just locked down, but they haven't.
Listen to every podcast we've recorded over the last few months to get our take on exactly how they mishandled this year's game selection. But one thing that they did announce that I was very pleased with, there are lots of indie games finally coming to the Wii U. I've heard from a lot of indie developers who said that actually Nintendo is very accommodating.
Unless you're in Japan.
Relatively, bizarrely, they're not letting the sort of indie and doujin scene get involved. But in the West, they're actually very easy to work with, and we're getting a great big splurge of indie games coming to the eShop. This is good. This is a very good step. It's something we've been saying. If your big hitters, if your big games are stuck so deeply in development that you can't get them out in year one, you've got an eShop. Put games on that. And they finally are. So admittedly, many of these games are already available on other platforms and have been for some time, but this is good. A lot of these games, including CubeMen 2, are even going to be cross-compatible. They're going to have like cross-play multiplayer. That's always good. And sort of user-generated content. That's fantastic. This is what we want to see more of from Nintendo. It's not really what we want to see more of from Nintendo. We want to see more Metroid from Nintendo. And I must admit, if you were following my Twitter account during the Nintendo Direct, apologies for trolling all of you by saying that they'd announced a new Metroid game. But it was worth it for no less than 3 fellow journalists swearing at me afterwards.
You bastard.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. Metroid Deadliest Bounty. You'd play that, wouldn't you? I know that's what you want.
It would have been so good.
Yeah, not
so
happening.
Good.
Not happening, but Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is coming out and is a game that
it makes me so angry. Just the sheer existence of that game makes me...
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably be fun anyway. It'll probably be fun.
Of course, Nintendo's sort of struggles, I suppose, over the past few months have led a lot of people to... This is a familiar thing. This happens pretty much every single time a generation gap happens. Lots of industry luminaries saying, Nintendo, you should just totally go software-based and release your games on other consoles and mobile devices and stuff, and Iwata's just having none of it.
Yeah, Iwata is having none of it. He's saying, nah, we can't do that because we can't do that because, there are reasons for that. There are really good reasons. And these reasons include, it's quite short-sighted because shit. Get off my back. Stop harassing me. Please understand. There are reasons for this. I can't tell you because they're super secret and awesome.
Well, I think the idea they peddle out each time is that the software and the hardware are inextricably linked. That Nintendo's a very unique company and that sort of everything they make is designed to integrate fully with the hardware that they create, and that they stimulate one another. The separate departments, they work together to create something magic.
Yeah, now this is true when you're talking about handheld games. This is absolutely true when you're talking about the DS or the 3DS or the Game Boy or whatever, because you have to custom design those games around the control methods and the sort of mobile gaming experience, the handheld gaming experience. You've got 2 screens, you've got a stylus, you've got perhaps more fragmented sort of gameplay time that you can spend on these devices, and you see that really good 3DS games, for example, are designed exquisitely around the handheld. That is absolutely true, and it should be true on Wii U because it's got that second screen. It's got a number of new input methods, but the problem is, and as some of our regulars have said, well, if it's so if games and hardware feed off themselves so brilliantly, why the hell aren't these games coming out?
Where are they?
Where are
these
games?
games?
Why is it like squeezing blood from a stone? I can tell you where these games will be, though, and they will be at Gamescom. Nintendo are going big at Gamescom. After not turning up last year, which was the most... No, it's not the most stupid thing I've seen from Nintendo. Or indeed any software or hardware manufacturer. But last year, they were about to release a new console, and they thought the best thing they could do was not turn up to the biggest game convention in the world. Because they suck. But this year, they are coming. They are going big. They are even bringing Mario Kart 8 with them. They're bringing loads of 3DS games and Wii U games. And they're also doing plenty of UK road shows as well. They're finally getting in the game. They want to sell some consoles, and I hope they do. Next year.
Because this is the thing. Iwata's come out and said, like, he's pretty confident. He's pretty confident that by April next year they're going to have Nintendo-like profits again, whatever that means. And they're going to be riding on a wave of sick bank into the new tax year. Apparently,
he's not wrong. I mean, the fact is, the Wii U is still making a loss. They've admitted it's still making a loss. Like, every Wii U sold is a loss, and people aren't attaching to the software quite in the way that they should be. But Pokemon X and Y is coming out, so they are going to have more money than God.
That game will print.
And a new Professor Layton.
Yeah.
And Atlas RPGs.
To buy a 3DS, for God's sake.
Yeah, even if Super Mario 3D World doesn't pull in the punters quite in the way they think it will, and I don't think it will, personally. I'd love to be proven wrong, but I don't think that's a system seller. Even if that doesn't pull in a huge new Wii U audience, once again, they're going to crush it on 3DS. Absolutely.
I think as well, like Mario Kart is slated for early in the year. So if that can come out before April, if we can get a bit of that before April, that would be lovely.
That would be lovely.
That would be so lovely.
Once they finally get Super Smash Brothers out,
I'll buy a Wii U.
You'll buy a Wii U and they'll be in contention. As it is, I'm looking forward to the Wonderful 101 that's coming out later this month, and Rayman Legends, which I'm probably going to get on Vita. But even so, there are some good games coming out. There just aren't enough of them, and you can play them at Gamescom. I think is the take-home message. Also buy a 3DS.
Also, Rayman Legends. You say you're getting it on Vita. No, get it on a platform where you've got, because Rayman Legends is bringing back Sofa co-op. Because there's a little mini game there, 4-player like Rayman kind of extreme football. It's like Smash Brothers meets football. It's amazing. It's just so much fun. Went to a preview event the other week. They had Rayman Legends there on like Xbox and Wii U. We just ended up playing this football game the whole time. It is ridiculously fun. We ended up playing the PR guys, and just like it got really heated. Stuff was said. There were challenges laid down. There was a makeshift crown made out of chicken.
Were you playing it on Wii
U? Yes and no.
Oh, okay.
I did the sort of single player stuff on Wii U, which was really nice and quite inventive use of the gamepad. You'll see that in the preview that's going to come probably next week. But then we all sort of just leapt on the Xbox version and had ourselves a ball.
I see. Clearly they didn't have enough pro controllers then. Rayman Legends is coming out. I can't wait. And is going to fulfill our need for a new Mario Strikers. Until finally they bring out a new Mario Strikers. Mario Strikers is so awesome.
That would have been a great launch game.
Oh, don't. Don't even. Mario Strikers, maybe even put a little bit of, you're reaching out to do these collaborations. Bring a bit of Inazuma 11 in there. Let's have some RPG stuff in there as well.
That would be great.
Oh, and speaking of this, I mean, come on, Nintendo. Show us this new Zelda already. Show us this Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem crossover. Show us X. Hopefully there's going to be a Gamescom Nintendo Direct.
Buy Atlas.
People are looking to buy Atlas at the moment, apparently, if you believe the reports. Sega are apparently very keen. So it's this could be interesting. Either way, I think we may have reached the end of this time limit because we've got to. I've got to go and play more Beat Buddy. It's a really awesome game. With the review on site, it's brilliant.
I've got to leap back on Dragon Commander because that is such a silly, ridiculous, amazing...
Oh, it looks good. It looks great. It's like dragons are awesome, but are they awesome enough? I know. Let's give them all jetpacks.
Jetpacks. It's ridiculous. Like I said in my I said in the review, like when you make a when you make an amazing sandwich, there's just pretty much everything you can find in the fridge, and you put it all in a massive sandwich. Just all of the ingredients, the diverse array of wondrous meats and cheeses you can find, and it's incredibly messy, but it's delicious. It's absolutely delicious.
Right, clear my schedule. I'm making a sandwich. I'm off to make a sandwich.
Actually, this isn't the first time we've compared games to sandwiches.
No, it's a fantastic catch-all.
We've got
simile.
Yes. Very hungry, perennially hungry. I need a sandwich.
This is what happens when overweight guys write about games all the time.
Sandwich cast. Right. Thank you very much for listening, guys. We'll be a full complement again next week. We'll catch you then. Enjoy the weekend. Come down to Loading Bar on Sunday if you've got a 3DS and you're in London. We'll see you there, hopefully. Until next time. Bye.
Bye. Oh yeah, come Streetpass with us, and but be a white me, because we're in that dark room, and it sucks in that dark.
We've
room.
awoken to find ourselves in a dark.
It's in a dark room. Yes. 10 points if you get the reference. God, that ending was really snappy and tight until I got involved. Sorry about that.
I think it's okay.
Okay.
We'll just slope off now to our sandwiches.
I've got quite low blood sugar, if that makes any odds.
Yeah.
I need a sandwich.
It's fine. Cool. Bye. Surprise ending! Oh, no. The actual ending.
Oh, bonus! You mean bonus ending? Welcome to bonus ending, our new section of the podcast where we both
have a diabetic attack, apparently.
Yeah, where we both scoff our face with sandwiches, and you have to guess what the flavour is. Although I haven't, just bear with us.
I don't even have a sandwich.
No, this is, welcome to Sandwich, Matt and John's Sandwich Half Hour, where we compare the best ingredients and talk you through making some seriously advanced sandwiches. I've got a 3-stage, pickled herring delight just waiting for me.
That's horrible.
And egg white. It's good protein. Done better endings.